Hi everyone! If you watch videos on our channel, then you for sure remember the video with advice on survival in different natural disasters. Yes, there were tsunamis, forest fires, and other terrible things. Today we want to talk separately about earthquakes, because annually scientists fix more than 1 million shocks. We of course hope that our instructions will never be useful to you, but anything could happen. So these are 5 tips that will save your life during an earthquake. Let's get it on. Keep calm. We of course understand that it's very difficult to stay cool when everything around is shaking, falling apart, jingling, and hey, why is the refrigerator rolling? But if you still fell under the influence of an earthquake, try to pull yourself together, because there'll be no sense from flinging yourself around the room like a madman. Well, unless you want to stumble or stuff a bump. Remember that the earthquake shocks aren't sudden and brusque. Even the most violent shaking starts gradually, so that you'll have time to take a few deep breaths and gather your wits. Just don't get carried away by long pauses, because nature won't wait for you. So, you calm now? Calm the people around you quickly and begin to act. Falling objects. Surprisingly, we don't even suspect how many things in our houses can suddenly fall off in an earthquake. It'd seem that the mirror is firmly fixed on the wall, and even that tank can't move this huge closet. But when the nature makes a small shake, all this will immediately fall down. I don't think that you should worry about the safety of things, because human life and health are much more important. Therefore, during a disaster, try to avoid all objects that can fall on you or nearby, rewarding you with a bunch of splinters. Remember that many victims of earthquakes were injured, not because of the destroyed buildings, but just through the fault of some lamp or a flower pot. Well, the best solution of course will be to prepare the house in advance for the earthquake. Remove mirrors and pictures, remove all things from the tables, and carefully put the closet on the floor. We of course don't promise that this will protect them from destruction, but it will definitely save you. Maximum alert. Unfortunately, earthquake warnings arrive either right before the start of the shocks or simultaneously with them, so in this situation it's quite difficult to prepare for something. Therefore, if you live in a potentially dangerous zone, it's better to take care of everything in advance. Be sure to prepare a first aid kit with all the necessary medicines, and pack your own emergency suitcase with a minimum set of useful things. Yes, only useful. You have to leave the grandmother's ficus or all seasons of the Game of Thrones. It's better to take a change of clothes, a flashlight, spare batteries, and documents that prove your identity. And don't forget about the water supply. Of course, no one forces you to carry a huge 5-litre bottle, but even a small container can save your life. Also, you can prepare the list of addresses and phones of relatives who live outside the city. In case of your own house collapsing, it'll be possible to stay with them for a while. In the street and in the car. If an earthquake hits you in the car, don't try to overtake it. First, you still don't get it, and secondly, the road surface can suddenly break down right under the wheels of the car. It's best to go to an empty space without buildings and trees around to protect yourself from large falling objects. After all, even the most solid roof of the car won't save you from some grand piano flying from the 7th floor. By the way, the same rule applies to pedestrians. When you leave the house, find a space free from trees, lampposts, and billboards as soon as possible. Yeah, some wasteland or parking is quite suitable. Stay there until the jolts subside. You can even sit down on the ground to avoid an accidental fall. The triangle of life. You've probably heard that during strong earthquakes you have to stand in the doorway, and even better, get under a table, right? But it turns out that all these tips may not be so useful, and some of them are even dangerous. The head of the international rescue team, Doug Kopp, argues that an attempt to hide under furniture can cost a person a life, because a concrete block is perfectly capable of turning anyone into a flat cake. For your own safety, it's better to find in the room the so-called triangle of life and settle there, reliably closing all vital organs. According to the rescuers' theory, any horizontal surfaces are easily crushed during the destruction of a building, and vertical ones, on the contrary, are completely reliable. That's why the space around the massive pieces of furniture like chests of drawers, cabinets, and sofas is safe. This is the so-called triangle. Well, despite the experiments conducted by Kopp, His theory found many opponents because it didn't take into account the movements of large items horizontally. In other words, hiding behind your favorite couch, you're not at all immune from the fact that it suddenly decides to press you against the wall. But experts continue to argue, coming up with a bunch of very different arguments, so that the choice is yours. Now tell us, have you ever faced an earthquake? If so, share, please, how you managed to escape, and, well, just give us a like.
If you haven't checked Jelly Gummy Bear's channel yet, you should do it right away. You'll certainly like all the funny experiments with the jelly bear, cool life hacks, awesome homemade stuff, and exciting adventures that are waiting for you on the channel.
Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks, and we'll be right back to you as fast as we can.